Hello everyone and welcome back to more Cinderella Phenomenon Evermore. We are here once again in Chevalier's Route Chapter 4. And it's been a hot minute since I've last touched this game, so you're going to have to bear with me in terms of what I can remember what happened the last time we left off. So what I remember is only one thing. And that one thing is that um we finally spoke with Cinna about in terms of managing the crystallums Lucius and the oh my god, our part. I forgot what our crystal is called, but his is the Lucis, right? He's the Lucis. We're the Tenebrarium. But yeah, we finally spoke to Cinna about managing the energies between the two crystals because recently we've been experiencing an imbalance because we've been having nightmares. So we have all these negative energy coming from the crystals, and that's kind of like affecting our daily lives and our like temperaments and emotions. So we're like, okay, something's wrong here, but of course Cinna denies it. He's like, nothing's wrong. Like it's just a you problem. But we're like, no, this goes two ways. This works both ways. So we need to like sit down and have a talk in terms of like, how you're managing. And so I think Chevalier quote unquote, tricked Cinna into coming out and sitting down with us to talk because we've tried to do it on our own, but he keeps like avoiding us and doesn't want to talk about it. So Chevalier manages to like get him to like lure him out by like promising him cinnamon buns at this cafe that was kind of like a semi-date as well. So we sat down with Cinna. He told us the story about the Lucis, the crystals basically, and what had happened in terms of with Parfait and with our mother, and why our mother became the way that she did, and why Cinna was very dead set on changing the way that Parfait had managed the crystal versus how he's going to do it. So I forgot how he was going to do it. He was saying how he wasn't going to attach his emotions, get his emotions involved, or no. Since the Lucis all depends on positive energy, he's not going to. I think he's stepping away from the direction of influencing the crystal by forcing himself as a person to be overly positive as Parfait had been, I think, because that had in a way clouded her judgment with the whole like war between the witches and the humans and like the fairies, because Parfait thought that they could fix things and that it doesn't have to come down to war, and they can work it out somehow some way when the situation was actually kind of really dire. And I think the baseline was that she didn't want to like openly confront or admit to it because she's the Lucis bearer and she's supposed to be like this positive person basically. So yeah, in a way that is like the same way. After he said that, we realized like, hey, like Cinna, we actually have the same mindset. Like we obviously don't want the Tenebrarum to influence us the same way that it had with our mother in terms of like giving into the negative energy that it comes off and having that affect our judgment and change who we are as a person. So yeah, so we cleared that air, we cleared it up. Chevalier, I don't know what's going on with him. He's been stressing about this whole clinic thing, I guess, where like he's trying to find his place in the royal palace because of his status, I think. Oh yeah, we were worried about the fact that because he's now the royal physician, and his mainly his clientele is like the noblemen's and like the higher upperclassmen of like the people, the town, which is like a huge change from like his just taking care of just like common folk people. We were scared because, you know, obviously the people talk, and you know, the any of the aristocrats don't really see him really as like an equal, or like someone who is welcomed into their ranks, because he's, you know, he's a common folk kind of guy. He comes from like a, you know, just like a, you know, common background in comparison to everybody else. So like we were worried, we're like, hey, are people treating you like nicely? Are they like, are you having troubles with anybody? Just like, you know, let me know. But we trusted in him to be a big boy and to, you know, deal with, you know, rowdy customers on his own. So we're like, he's like, no, it's fine, like I can handle it. And we're like, okay, you know, as long as you say so, then like, and if you have any trouble or anything at all, just like, don't feel free to come to us. But yeah, he's just adjusting, I guess, basically on his end. So he's handed over his clinic in town to Anise, was that her name? Anise, and then he's now in the royal palace as the doctor. So yeah, that's it. I think that's pretty much it. Let's continue on and see where the story goes, and yeah, let's see what other problems we may come to face. So, thank God that council meeting is over. Okay, what are we doing? I'm relieved to be back in my quiet room after listening to the counselors again argue about taxes for hours. Oh gosh, taxes. We all love taxes. Finally, I can hear myself think. I know how you feel. I look down at my scarf for Chevalier, which after about a week's worth of work is almost done. All right, we are knitting him a scarf, I think for his birthday? I don't know, I can't remember, but like we are knitting him a scarf. We've chosen to gift him a scarf, but then afterwards, but in relation to that, we could have chosen to either buy him a scarf or have like someone else make him a scarf. Like I forgot who it was, but it was somebody really close, his like ex-fiance, I think. Or like make the scarf ourselves. So we chose to make it ourselves, obviously. I should be able to finish it today. Okay, we're keeping it as a surprise, obviously. I seat myself at my desk and begin working. My mind wanders in the silence, my thoughts turning towards Chevalier. Though a week has passed since he started seeing patients, I can tell he is stressed. Oh yeah. Life of a doctor. One night, when he again fell asleep on my desk, I heard him mumbling in his sleep. I could tell he was having an old nightmare, one in which he kills a witch with a serpent's smile and loses one of his dearest friends. Oh. I know it's the same dream because he always whispers the same words. I'm sorry I couldn't save you, Lady Parfait. Aw. I become so lost in thought I prick my finger. The pain brings me back to reality. Ouch. I need to focus. I turn my attention back to the scarf, but the minute I resume sewing, a knock sounds on my door. Princess Hannah? Oh, you may come in. Who this? Oh yes, Fitzgerald! We haven't seen this guy in like forever, because in every single timeline he's either ran away, he's gone MIA, or he's like dead. Fitzgerald Aiden Leverton slips into my room with a pleasant smile affixed to his face. Wow, very noble full name. Fritz. 2 years ago, I thought he'd disappeared forever, destroyed by a villainous witch. But it turns out he managed to escape the kingdom during that turbulent time. His memories are fragmented, but we've been able to piece together that Mithros cursed him. Oh, yes, Mithros. I remember Mithros. He's like my mother's right-hand man. And that the man named Varg was actually Fritz's curse form. Yes, he is. He has a double split personality curse thing going on. Father was wary and removed Fritz from his post as my personal guard, but I at least was able to save his job as a knight. Good morning, Princess. Oh, he bows. Good morning, Fritz. He eyes the fabric on my desk. I had no idea you made scarves, Princess. I don't usually. Wait, what did you just say? That I didn't know you made scarves? I laugh before I can help it. Fritz looks at me startled. He thinks it looks like a scarf. Perhaps I am not so terrible as I thought. Yay! Princess? It's nothing, Fritz. Thank you. You've helped me without knowing. Fritz smiles quizzically before awkwardly shuffling on his feet. I can tell by the nervous motion that he has something to say. Did you come to deliver a message? Actually, yes. Oh. I came by to let you know the Border Scouts saw a Brigantian carriage approaching this morning. Prince Claude and Prince Lance were in it. They'll arrive at the palace this afternoon. Oh my, we get to see so many people. His Majesty tells me their visit is, quite spontaneous. Why, oh, how very like Claude to show up unexpectedly and dramatically. Ever since Angiel and Brigantia formed a more dedicated alliance, Claude and his brother have been visiting more often, and usually without prior notice. I've just received the news, so I'm on my way to help organize security. Oh, I appreciate you notifying me beforehand. Thank you, Fritz. Fritz ducks into her brow, then pauses. Oh, one more thing. I met Princess Emmeline in the hallway. She asked me to tell you to meet her in the dining hall. Oh, what for? Fritz shakes his head. Oh, I don't know. All I know is she and the Queen are waiting for you. Oh, the Queen too. Ophelia as well. It's rare for her to call me. It's rare for her to call on me. I will go meet with them then. Thank you, Fritz. Fritz just turned toward the door when it occurs to me to ask a question, one I have been meaning to ask for a long time. Fritz, have you been enjoying your job? How have you adjusted? It is not my fault Fritz was demoted, and yet I feel responsible that I could not save him from Mithros all those years ago. Fritz glances over his shoulder with a gentle smile. You don't have to worry, Princess. Okay, even if I can't personally serve you anymore, I get to keep protecting people, and protecting is what I do best. Despite his smile, there's a melancholy in Fritz's eyes that makes my heart ache. I hope he does not blame himself for what happened years ago. It's not your fault, you got cursed. Take care, Princess. I sit in silence after he leaves, my mind foggy with memories of the past. I think about Chevalier and his nightmares, about the blood he must remember on his hands. I think about Fritz and the terrible witch who cursed him. And I think about Mother, whom I was meant to revive. No, we feed off negativity and chaos. Love serves us no power. You will see that in time. No, Mother, you're wrong. Mother, I wish we could have seen eye to eye. I wish I could have saved you from yourself before you were lost to me forever. I rise to my feet. I was going to finish the scarf, but I have no time if I am to attend to my family. For now, I stuff it into a drawer for safekeeping. I wonder what Emmeline and Ophelia want. Right. I head for the dining hall. Hello? The servants are setting the table for tea when I enter. I am taken aback when I see a plate of familiar lily-shaped biscuits on the surface. Oh, Hannah. Good afternoon, Hannah. Emily told me there was a new dessert in town named for you. I had a servant picked up a batch on an errand run. Have you tried them? They're delicious. Yes, I have. If Chev were here, he'd be wiggling his eyebrows at me. He's like, yes, Chevalier has already forced them on me. Ophelia laughs. You make it sound like a form of torture. Well, he did do all of it without me knowing. Ophelia and Emmeline share a look, then burst into laughter. Once the sound would have infuriated me. Now I recognize the banter for what it is, an attempt to get closer to me. I used to shun such attempts. Now I'm grateful for them. Ophelia has always been very supportive of my relationship with Chevalier. Perhaps it is because she too was once a commoner. So what did you call me here for? Is this about the Brigantian princess? I raised an eyebrow at Emmeline. Did you know they were visiting? Emmeline laughs. Have known for a long time. Oh, I sent Prince Lance an invitation to the Spring Festival weeks ago. Spring Festival, huh? The Angiel Spring Festival is an annual event. Last year, Chevalier showed me the decorated stalls and carts, but I was so busy I barely had the chance to appreciate it. I had completely forgotten it was coming up. Oh. I smile at Emmeline. How bold of you to invite a prince to a festival. I just thought Lance might like to see some of our celebrations firsthand. He's always telling me about Brigantian festivities. So this whole visit was actually orchestrated by you. Does Rod know? I'm sure he realizes at this point. I don't think Rod could ever remain angry at you for long, Emmeline. I hope not. No, he's just an overprotective brother. That's all he is. The worry on Emmeline's face is thankfully quick to fade. Anyway, you didn't come here to listen to me babble. Oh, then why am I here? Yes, why am I here? Ophelia gestures to a chair at the table. I seat myself beside Emmeline. I hear you've been quite busy with meetings lately. Uh-huh. We rarely see you. You're always in meetings or training with magic. Oh, those are my responsibilities as the crown princess, and as the tenor bearer, yes. While those duties are important, you also have a duty to take care of yourself. Oh, is this just a little girly thing? This little like get together tea time? Like, let's sit down, let's chat, let's catch up. You need to relax, yeah. Chevalier says the same thing. He took me to a cafe. Does that not count as a break? Well, oh, I thought you were forced into that. It was not the most unpleasant thing. I'm glad to hear it. And I hope you'll be glad to hear that Chevalier and I have come up with a way for you to do your duty as crown princess while also taking a break. I have a bad feeling about this. Yes, I am suddenly a Jedi. Emmeline claps her hands together. You and I are going to be in charge of the town festivities this year. Oh, what? That's not very relaxing. That doesn't count very much. That doesn't count as a break to me. That's more work. Emmeline grasps my hands. Hannah, it's going to be great. I've already ordered some decorations from Riorcas's, and Anise is going to help us brainstorm ideas. But oh, we should ask Sir Waltz if he'd perform a special magic show. But you should perform, Hannah. No. Emmeline, dear, it looks like Hannah wants to say something. Yes, I do. I don't know how to plan a festival, and your magic is beautiful. I look up at the words, surprised. Chevalier said you'd be good at this, and he knows you best, doesn't he? Be that as it may, we don't want to force you into anything, Hannah. As always, Chevalier goes out of his way to lift my spirits when he is the one that needs a break. When he's the one who needs to take a break. But maybe I will do it, but only if Chevalier is given time off. Do you think he'll take it, even if it's offered? Well, if I need to, I'll call this a date and force him to come with me. That's one way to do it, yes. Both Ophelia and Emmeline stares at me. What? Nothing, it's just good to see you two looking out for each other. Of course, Emmeline smiles brightly. You're done with your meeting, right? In that case, would you like to accompany me to the March-in? I'd like to talk to Sir Waltz about the magic show. What if the Brigantian Princess arrive when you're out? Don't you want to be here to greet Lance? Yeah. Oh, you're right. Emmeline looks so downtrodden. I can't help but feel guilty for bringing it up. Perhaps it wouldn't hurt to take a break from all that sewing. I can still go to the tavern. I do not mind requesting his assistance on your behalf. Are you sure? Yes. It is no problem. You invited Lance. You should be here when he arrives. In that case, I'm going to start preparing for his arrival. Okay. Go pretty yourself up. Go be excited. Thank you, Hannah. Yes, go off. Go on. Emmeline walks away with a little bounce in her step, leaving Ophelia and I alone. To be young and in love. Yes, I was just thinking that too, to be honest. Foreseeing an uncomfortable turn in the conversation, I begin to excuse myself when Ophelia speaks. Hannah, may I ask you a question? Oh, yes? Chevalier, how is he taking to the palace life? Well, as best as he can. I know how difficult it is to incorporate yourself into a social sphere you weren't born into. Is there anything I can do to help? Ask for advice, ask Ophelia about her past. Maybe we should ask about her past? Or maybe we should ask about advice, no? Or is asking about her past, it's supposed to be we're thinking about her and we're trying to get closer to her and build our bond with her, or or as asking for advice more to get earning points with Chevalier because we're trying to help him out. Let's ask about her past, I guess, because maybe we can gain some insight on how she dealt with adjusting to the new status upgrade. He insists that things are going well, but I know he is stressed over his patients. They look down on him and he refuses to stand up for himself. What did you do when you first came to the palace? Ophelia's lips curl into a wistful smile. I felt very small when I arrived. Yeah, the nobles spread illicit rumors and mocked my etiquette. They told me I would never be good enough. Oh, I was one of those people. Yeah. Ophelia seems to guess at my thoughts. She smiles and sets a hand on my shoulder. Your whole life had just been upturned when I came into your life. Your feelings toward me were understandable. In the beginning, your father stood up for me, but there was only so much he could do. In the end, if I wanted to be a part of this court, I had to learn its rules. So I learned how to be a queen. I took lessons and learned how to speak to people who threw insults at my back, and then one day the insults stopped hurting. You and Emmeline and Rod, you've had to endure so much. And so have you. Oh. But we have all come out stronger for it, haven't we? Yes, we have. And for the better. Character development. We've all reached a very good character development arc. I never thought I'd be having this conversation with Ophelia, yet here we are. Remember, Hannah, you can't fight Chevalier's battles for him, but you can be there to help him. Chevalier knew what he was getting himself into when he moved here. Did he? Well, love gives us the courage to fight intimidating battles. You know that just as well as I, don't you? You knew this would be a difficult relationship, yet you still pursued it. I have never cared about others' opinions of me, but have faith, Hannah. Chevalier is a doctor. He's no stranger to pressure. Right? Ophelia's right. Chevalier has never doubted my ability to do anything. I need to trust him. Yeah. Thank you for listening to me, Ophelia. Of course, you and Chevalier are always welcome to ask me for advice. Though I'd also love for us to talk about more pleasant things over tea someday. Yes. She gestures toward the biscuits. And perhaps we can share the Princess Lily platter? I clear my throat. Fine. I'm going to the market now. But I would steal a cookie. I'd still take one. I'll be like, it's a little embarrassing. It's a little like I had a dessert named after me. It's like, I'm not used to all this attention, but I will take free food. I hurriedly curtsy and exit the dining hall to Ophelia's soft laughter. Oh my goodness. Okay. At the insistence of the guards, I take a carriage into town. Though it is still awkward, I try my best to smile and wave at people as I pass through. I do not get the same reception as Emmeline and Rod, but I do not mind. It takes time to rebuild trust, and I am happy with how far I've progressed. I am in good spirits when we reach the Martian. Hello, Heidi-ho. I expect the tavern to be busy at this time of day, but I am ill prepared for how packed it is when I enter. Oh my gosh. What in the world is happening? Why is it so busy? Look, it's the princess. Oh gosh. Two women push through the crowd to speak to me. Oh my god. Have you come to watch the performance? What performance? Performance? The magic show. Oh. Is Waltz performing? Oh no, the Lucis Bearers. It's Cinna? What is he doing here? I nearly choke on my own breath. What? He's doing a little magic show? You must know him, Princess Hannah. What's he like? He sounds so mysterious and handsome. They'll be very disappointed when they find out Cinna is just a grumpy child. A grumpy, sassy child. After sating the woman's curiosity with a vague but apparently intriguing description, I push my way toward the crowd toward the bar, where I've spotted Delora. Girl, what is going on? Princess Hannah, how nice of you to join us. What is going on? Yeah. Well, magic. Oh my god, I stumble back. Where did you... I thought you were at the palace. How are you here? Chevalier wiggles his fingers and speaks in a whisper. Magic. He's so funny. You wish you could do magic, Casanova. Delora sighs. He just dropped by after doing a medicine supply run at Anissa's. Oh. Lady Delora, must you dampen the intrigue with the truth? Yeah. I figured that for once the princess would want a straight answer. Anyway, you got here just in time. For what? Yeah, the show. I turned at the sound of applause to see Waltz standing in the center of the room. Good day, everyone. My name is Waltz, and I'm here to introduce you to another performer who's here to spread some happiness and magic. What? Happiness? Happiness in Cinna in the same sentence? Everyone, please welcome the Lucis bearer, Cinna. Oh my goodness. When Cinna slides out of the crowd, there are gasps and murmurs. Hello, citizens of Angiel. My name is Cinna. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Cinna claps his hands. His fingers begin to glow, and then... Miniature magic-induced fireworks pop above his head, creating a halo of colors. Wow, and a pleasure to entertain you today. The audience applauds, and I'm too shocked to join them. He's so cheerful. I know, he's like very like, you know, what? Dolores smirks. Cinna's a grump at heart, but I think he's taken your advice and let himself open up to the Lucis. Cinna weaves his fingers through the air, creating flowers that rain down from the ceiling. While the audience cheers, I reach up to brush the petals off my head. I stop when Chevalier gently sets his fingers on my wrist. Sorry. You look beautiful, Hana. Oh, thanks. There's a soft wonder in his eyes that brings a smile to my face. What, with petals on my head? You wear them like a crown. Oh, shush. The compliment is so sincere it makes my heart flutter. I love Chevalier's dramatics, but more than that, I love when he speaks to me like this. Like we're the only people in the room. Oh, you have a crown of flowers on your head too. Are you also royalty? Chevalier's smile wavers slightly. I lace my fingers through his. If it's what you want, Chev, I have no doubt you'll grow into that title. Title? Whatever title you like. Lord, nobleman. I bite my lip before I can say the word king. I spoke with Ophelia today. The story about how she became queen is inspiring. Oh, yay! I chose correctly. It was a very, like, open-ended question. Like, very, what's it called? Not very obvious in terms of, like, the answer. So I was just very unsure of what to pick. But I picked right! Chevalier's eyes are twinkling. I wish I could have been there to hear it. Well, we both have an open invitation to tea, so I'm sure she'd be happy to share the tale again. I would enjoy that very much. Yeah. Chevalier squeezes my hand. Be honest with me, Chev. Is everything okay? Has anyone been bullying you? I think I have an idea of how to make things better. Oh, an idea? Yes, Princess Hana. Oh, am I? No, I don't want to be part of the show. I start out when Cinna calls my name. The crowd parts so that I can see him. I knew you'd be here. Care to show the audience what the Tenebrarum bearer can do? Or are you afraid I'll upstage you? Oh, I bristle at the taunt. Everyone in the tavern is looking at me expectantly. Oh, that sounds like a challenge. Yeah. I slide my fingers out of Chevalier's and turn to Cinna. I cannot perform you any day. Talk is cheap. Show us what you can do. Fine. Use the flowers, use ice. But ice is my strong suit. I should lean to something that is me, right? Right? Use ice. Ice is one of my strongest elements, and I might have a way to improve on Cinna's spell. I step forward and concentrate on the falling petals. The petals shine in midair, reforming into bright crystalline snowflakes. There are gasps and sounds of glee from the audience. And then everyone is clapping and cheering. A spectacular performance from the most talented and beautiful witch in Angiel. Thanks. Chevalier winks. Do you want to build a snowman, Hannah? Yeah, do you want to build a snowman? I thought you'd never ask. There's definitely not enough snow here to do that. Cinna looks up at us, eyebrows furrowed. I cannot tell if he is annoyed or unimpressed. Hey now. Claude holds out a hand. Snowflakes settle on his palm. I would know this magic anywhere. Glad for you to join us, Claude. How fitting for a certain lovely ice princess. His eyes fall on me, but I am too shocked by his sudden appearance to respond. I thought the festival was still a week off. Have I missed some of the pre-celebrations? It's the pre-show. Another man steps out from behind Claude, his younger brother Lance. Hello, people of Angiel. He's like... It's his eyes, the prince. He smiles, a dazzling smile that makes him sparkle. We're, sorry to interrupt. The apology is followed by the audience's screams as they surge toward the door, yelling Lance's name. Oh my gosh. Claude slides disgruntledly out of the crowd surrounding his brother and make his way over to us. Seems like you weren't the only one who was upstaged, Cinna. I was not upstaged. The two speak at the same time. Cinna turns away, cheeks flushed, while Claude runs a hand through his hair and sighs. It is a curse to have such a magnanimous brother. Ah, but at least you have us as friends. He's like, I don't know if that's any better. Claude shrugs discontentedly at that. What are you doing here? My family's expecting you at the palace, right? I made Emmeline specifically stay back because you were gonna be there. I figured I may as well drop by and offer my greetings to the marching crowd. He glances at Cinna. Hello, kid. Hello, child. Call me that again and I'll bury you in flowers. Oh, what a threat. Cinna grumbles something beneath his breath before stomping away. Prickly as always. He's just grumpy because you interrupted his magic show. Claude turns to Delora. Ah, Lady Delora, how lovely it is to see you again. It's only been a couple months. You haven't been gone long enough for me to miss you. Oh, but you would have missed me if I had been away longer? Oh my goodness. Delora snorts. Doubtful. How rude. I am overall offended by this reception. He shoots a disgruntled look at his brother, who is smiling awkwardly at adoring fans. Chevalier grins. Weren't you avoiding besotted girls years ago? Yeah. I'd have thought you wouldn't envy your brother in his position. Right. Are you two so close you're finishing each other's thoughts now? Yes, we are. Except Chevalier makes a much better prince than what's his face from Frozen. He sighs. How is it that the man with a name that sounds like a fancy cake has found love before I have? Perhaps it's because he's sincere. Princess, you wound me. Well, it's good to see this place so lively again. Yes, everybody's here. Hello again, Prince. Greetings, Mr. Magician. I'm surprised it wasn't you performing today. Cinna wanted to give it a try, which speaking of, yeah, Waltz turns to me. Thank you for playing along, Princess. It was my pleasure. Once we've all finished exchanging pleasantries, I turn the conversation to Emmeline's proposal, suggesting to Waltz that he and Cinna, if he is up to it, perform during the festival, right? He can get his redemption act. Unsurprisingly, Waltz agrees. You know, it's always my pleasure to perform for the crown princess. Cinna would never admit to it, but I'm sure he'd love the opportunity to show off too. Delora raises an eyebrow. What about you, princess? Oh no, what about me? If Cinna's on stage, maybe you should perform with him. No. The Lucis and Tenebrarum bearer performing on the same stage would be a momentous moment in our history, don't you think? Oh, well. Casanova has a point. It's been a long time since the populace have seen witches and fairies get along so publicly. They make a good point. Not too long ago, witches and fairies were believed to be enemies. Perhaps a joint performance would improve the townsfolk's perception of witches. If it helps relations, I don't suppose it can hurt. Yeah, I'll do it for the PR. By the time we have finished discussing our plans for the week, Lance is finally able to join us. He looks worn out, but still wears a pleasant smile on his face. Princess Hana, the Chevalier, it is, as always, an absolute honor to be in your company again. You know you don't need to use my title, Lance. Ah, sorry, have it. Claude sighs dramatically. Are we quite done here? Our guards are waiting outside and are probably growing impatient. You're the one who wanted to take this detour, right? Because I have manners, unlike a certain lovesick fool who has only been talking about one person this entire trip. Well, come on now, he's loyal. It means that is uncalled for. The squabbling brings me back to the present. Emmeline stayed at the palace to greet Lance. It would be rude to keep her and everyone else waiting. After promising to discuss our plans further, Chevalier and I excuse ourselves to escort the princess back to the palace. Okay, off you go. Off we go, back to the palace. Y'all. It's like, I specifically left Emmeline there so that she can greet you, Lance. Okay, by the time we return, the table has been set for dinner. Wow. Ophelia and Father are both pleasant and conversational, but Emmeline and Rod... Come on now. Rod is like a storm cloud and keeps casting sharp looks at Lance, who's beginning to look distinctly uncomfortable. Rod only looks away when Claude directly addresses him. Oh. Have you given any thought to that exchange program I mentioned before, Prince Rod? Oh yes. Your invite to stay in Brigantia and learn traditional dances? Indeed, we would love to host you. Claude glances at his brother. And if you'll have him, my brother would like to extend his stay in NGL. He's interested in learning more about the foreign policies here. Yes, foreign policies. Of course. I've always had a special interest in the subject. I forget sometimes that Claude is the heir. His brother has more freedom than he does. The freedom, for instance, is to extend visitations. Oh. I, for one, think it is a wonderful idea. And then Rod is just like, ugh. Do you think really? He's like, I'd rather not, but okay. Rod shrugs. I'm still thinking about it. He looks skeptically at Lance. Oh, you're interested in foreign policy? Who would be teaching you? Not my sister, surely. Rod, chill out. Like, I don't have that kind of expertise, Rod. Lance smiles. You should not underpay your talents, Princess Emmeline. Your NGL history lessons are always enlightening. He's like, Rod's just like, why am I caught in between this? Oh, thank you. If Rod were a witch, I have no doubt he'd set Lance on fire with just his scowl. Before the situation can become any more heated, Chevalier clears his throat. If Princess Emmeline is not up to the task, then I humbly volunteer to educate the prince about NGL politics. Oh, he winks at me. The princess can vouch for me. I'm an excellent teacher, aren't I? Yes, you are. Bring up Chevalier's lesson in flirting. Bring up Chevalier's lessons in anatomy. I would bring up his anatomy, his lessons in anatomy. Like, you're a doctor first and foremost. I'm not going to discredit him. I won't discredit him. He is a professional, after all. He has a PhD, for crying out loud. Okay. Chevalier taught me everything I know about medicine and the human body. He is very good at explaining even complicated things. Chevalier looks taken aback. What? Oh, well, you were an excellent student, Hana. Must he always compliment me when I'm trying to compliment him? Oh my god, why did you just take a freaking compliment? Politics and medicines are hardly related, but he's a good teacher. I disagree. We are all surprised when my father speaks. I always got my man's back. I will never discredit him. Policies aren't just the backbone of our nation. They're a salve for our country's wounds. I have never thought about it that way. Very interesting way to put it. Chevalier looks similarly odd. I do not miss the gratitude in his eyes. I hope he sees that Father values his opinions and experience. Yeah, exactly. Your Majesty. Father chuckles. I can't speak for his other lessons, but Chevalier and I have had very insightful conversations about politics. It's true. In the very least, Father seems to enjoy discussing politics with Chevalier over breakfast. Oh. He has said before that he believes Chevalier provides a unique, more personal perspectives on such issues, having been directly impacted by them before. Oh my god, what was that? Jesus. My computer's freaking out. It would be an honor to learn from a man as well learned as you, Sir Chevalier. And it would be my honor to assist your highness. I scrape absently at my plate with my fork as the conversation continues. I expect to leave the dining hall with Chevalier once the meal is cleared, but am surprised when Claude requests his company. Oh. I want to talk to you about Lance's so-called instruction. Oh, how brotherly of you. Chevalier leans over to plant a kiss on my cheek. Oh, okay. I'll be back in a bit, my sweet princess. Wait for me? Okay. I wasn't expecting it, but now I have time to finish that scarf. Okay. I have nowhere else to be, Chev. Take your time. Please take your time. Let me finish my scarf. I nod. This will be good for him. Maybe Claude can give him some advice on how to interact with the nobles. I shall look forward to seeing your beautiful smile again, sweet prince. I look forward to seeing your beautiful smile again, sweet Hana. Thank you. Okay, bye. He and Claude departs, followed shortly by Emmeline and Lance. Rod remains, looking moodily at his plate while Ophelia discusses the exchange program with him. With no reason to stay, I curtsy and excuse myself from the hall. I waste no time in resuming work on the scarf. Knit fiercely, I gotta get locked in. Gotta lock in for this scarf. For the first time in a long time, I am completely focused. The motion of the needles and thread becomes almost hypnotic, my fingers moving without thought. any thought. The embellishments take less time than I anticipate, and before I realize it, the scarf lays finished on my desk. Wow, I run my fingers over the stitches. They are nowhere near as precise as Bria's, and yet it is not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. It adds character. I lay the scarf on my lap with a smile. Finally, I can give Chevalier something nice. Time passes slowly without Chevalier there. In the silence, I find myself remembering the conversation I had with Ophelia. She said the best way to help Chevalier was to support him without standing up for him. I immediately think of the scarf. Tonight might be a good time to give it to him, just to show him that I am always thinking of him. I cannot help my sudden nerves. He wore Bria's scarf every day. What if he does not think mine is worth that? No, he will never think that. Girl, you need to know your man is better. I startle so badly at the knock, I almost fall off my bed. Permission to come in, my lovely princess? Girl. I take a deep breath as I fold the scarf on my lap. Come in. The door opens and Chevalier slides inside with a bright smile. Finally, I have returned. Just in time. 1 more hour away from you and I would have certainly withered away. But, oh. He pauses. Princess, you're as stiff as a board. Are you okay? Oh. I realize how tense I am and try to force myself to relax. I'm fine. How was your talk with Claude? It was good. A lot of catching up. Okay, that's good. He narrows his eyes. Are you sure you're alright? Yes, I'm fine. With his eyes trained so completely on my face, he does not even notice the scarf. As he leans in to brush a strand of hair off my forehead, I seize my chance. I lean up to wrap the scarf around his neck. Surprise! Oh wow, that's a very nice scarf. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I did such a good job. Chevalier freezes. I become aware of the way we're standing, me with my hands on his chest, he with his fingers wrapped around one of my wrists. What is this? He reaches up and touches the scarf around his neck. Yeah, Hana, is this... You said you needed a new scarf, so I made you one. You made this for me? Yes. Chevalier runs his fingers across the pattern in awe. And then he smiles so brightly it makes me smile too. Hana, this is the most spectacular gift I have ever received. Oh. He proclaims it so softly, so sincerely that it makes my stomach leap into my throat. There's no need for you to exaggerate. He's like, I'm not exaggerating. It is no exaggeration. This is stunning work, and the fact that you made it for me. He shakes his head. Oh, don't make me cry. Don't start crying now. Stop it. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. I might get emotional. Oh my god, he's wearing the scarf. I will treasure it for the rest of my days. He pulls me closer and tips my chin up. I will never take this off. Well, at least wash it every once in a while, okay? I don't mind if you need to wash it once in a while. That would be foolish. You should take it off. Yeah. It is silly yet the proclamation brings me so much joy. I act without thinking, rising up on the tips of my toes to give Chevalier a kiss. He cups my face and kisses me back, a deep kiss that makes me feel both buoyant and grounded, that makes electricity shoot through my veins down to the soles of my feet. It is a kiss that leaves me breathless. When I pull away, Chevalier has such a soft smile on his face that I can't help but kiss him again. Once, twice, 3 times on the lips. What did I do to deserve you, princess? Shush. You offered me just the right amount of lily-shaped chocolates, apparently. Chevalier laughs. I hope you're prepared for me to shower you with baked goods for the rest of your life then. No, then you're gonna make me chubby. You're gonna put some little chubs on me. It's okay, I enjoy the sweets. The minute he says the words, he freezes, suddenly looking sheepish. The rest of your life, he said, a bold promise, one that makes my heart sore. But Chevalier looks nervous, as if he's worried he's overstepped his boundaries. Girl, what makes you think I don't want to spend the rest of my life with you? Hello? That is, if you'll have me. Girl, thank you, Chev. Shut up. Chevalier is a flatterer, but that's just who he is. He has never failed to make me feel special for just being myself. No, Hana, thank you. No, thank you. No, I insist, thank you. He sets his hand on his scarf. For everything. With this new scarf, I am undefeatable, yes. More so even because I've come up with a plan to get on everyone's good side here at the palace. What, a plan? Chevalier plops himself down on my bed. You'll see. I don't want to spoil anything just yet. Okay. I settle myself beside him, close enough that I can tuck myself into his side. He wraps an arm around my shoulders and smiles. Whatever it is, I'm sure it will work. If there's anyone who can befriend a stubborn noble, it's you. I mean, you befriended me. Such praise coming from the most lovable princess in all of Angel. Now, girl, I never started it that way, though. You really will say anything to get on my good side, won't you? I shove him playfully in the shoulder. It is nothing but a light touch, but Chevalier still topples to the bed. He grins as I lean over him. Never. I only ever speak the truth. Is that so? When I attempt to kiss him on the cheek, he turns his face and my lips finds his mouth instead. Positive. His smile is coy, almost challenging. I don't bother retorting with words, instead responding with another kiss. So many kisses that I soon lose count. Nothing matters but the softness of Chevalier's lips and the warmth of his embrace. Ah, we're so cute together. We're so cute together. I think in the end, I might be the one to fall asleep first. Tucked into Chevalier's side, my face pressed to his neck, I feel myself drifting. His scarf is wrapped around the both of us, softer and cozier than any blanket. For the first time in a long while, I fall asleep content. No nightmares, no nothing. Yay! Oh my god! Okay, chapter 5, The Merrymaker. Interesting. Alright. The Merrymaker. That's his code name. Alright, so we're gonna stop here as per usual because of, as you know, you guys already know it, I do it chapter by chapter for each episode. So, with that, we're going to put a bookmark here and then we'll pick up in the next episode. So thank you all so much for hopefully you're enjoying this playthrough, this lovely, lovely, warm and fluffy playthrough with no bad endings. Nothing can possibly go wrong. No one's going to die, anything like that. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, because for all of you who do not know, I am on a semi-hiatus for the channel because of life stuff, so my uploading schedule is just very unpredictable, even to myself. So even if you ask me when's the next time I will upload anything, I can't be sure to give you a straight answer, so it's best if you turn on the notification bell at least, or at least be subscribed. So yeah. Other than that, I'm still active on the channel in terms of answering any comments I see on my videos, so feel free to leave one. Other than that, yes, tune in next time. We'll continue on into Chevalier's story in Cinderella Phenomenon Evermore. But for now, bye!